of the things that, and again it goes back to a nation rising no higher than its woman, there is a profound level of responsibility on black women who do love themselves. And there is a significant number of black women, starting with those who have come into these teachings. But we've got to come out of being judgmental. See, what we're going to have to do is close the gap that you talked about earlier that exists in and among black females, where I, as a black woman, look at my sister in her skinny jeans with 3 or 4 babies and say, you know, what's her problem? As opposed to reaching my hand out and saying, what can I do to help? Because if I understood the construct of the white man's world, which you just talked about, then I would know I'm not better than her. I just slipped through the net. You know, that we live in a society that is designed to keep 85% of us in bondage. And so if we don't let go of a white woman trait, which is jealousy and vindictiveness, because among her other traits, that's one we picked up. You know, our natural character trait is mother, nurture. So when I see a woman younger than me, when I see a woman having more difficulty than me, my natural urge is to go for her and to help her. And we've got to return to that. And it doesn't take that many of us to do it. But we've got to reintroduce that factor into the black community, because it's that mother instinct that got us to this point. You know, that desire to reach out and lift up and inspire. You know, to see our sister not only physically but intellectually and spiritually, to feed her and not look at her like we're better.
Wow.
And the first group that should be like that is the so-called Christians and Muslim women who claim we love God. And if we're so into God and so into Jesus, then where's the love? Where's the desire to enlighten as opposed to judge? Who are we to judge? You know, what did Jesus say? Let him without sin throw the first stone.
What did Minister Farrakhan say? I don't know if it was closing the gap. The minister's got so much out there, but he was saying.
Oh my God, I know.
He said the sun does not condemn what it is here to shine a light on. You know, it shines light on everything, and it starts spinning. Oh God, that's what you made me think.
That's right. It's just the manifestation of Allah's beneficence, and that's the divine trait, beneficence, where you just give out of your abundance. You don't care who benefits. Everyone benefits. You know, you cook the meal, and whoever comes to the table, let them eat. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you don't say, well, you know, why is she here? Who brought her? And that's a real ugly trait we picked up being around white women.
I don't know if you recall it or remember it, but I didn't witness it, but a friend told me she fell in love. She always liked Mary J. Blige's music, right? She said, but I fell in love with Mary J. Blige when she was doing an interview, and she was talking about how she had kind of come back because she went through the drug period, but she was at a place where there were other well-to-do sisters, but wherever she was, they were laughing at her. And she was telling the interviewer, you know, I told them, you know, teach me. And my friend was saying that's when she really fell in love with Mary J. Blige. Like, you know, wow.
I remember seeing her, Mary J. Blige, at one of the Essence music festivals, and when she came out after she did her, you know, she came out on the stage singing and performed, and then she stopped and talked to the audience a little while, and she thanked. I can't remember the song, but another sister in the entertainment industry wrote the song, and she thanked her for writing it and for letting her perform it and have it. And she said, because you don't hardly see that. You know, there's so much envy and jealousy, and the people just cheered and lit up because it's something that a lot of us walk with, but it's not discussed very much. We're made to feel, and we've all had that experience where we walk into a room full of black women and we feel like we're from Mars.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to being embraced. And somehow, I guess unwittingly, we do it too, because we all know the being the target of it, but none of us would lay claim to being responsible for it. And sometimes we become cliquish in our daily comings and goings, and you know, we may not realize that's what we're doing. Whatever little cluster we have formed or have become a part of, we tend to exclude others. So it may be 5 or 6 of us in somebody's living room, and somebody we don't know comes in, and we put up the wall instead of the embrace. And we really have to change that, because out of this love that we develop for one another, we'll begin to produce a different kind of man. Yeah. We will produce men that will be the protector and provider that we want. We have to produce that. Every man living came out of a woman. Every single last one. So we get the first shot at his brain.
That's deep. It's like the minister says, if you want men, produce them. Make them. Think well enough of your sister to produce a son for her daughter.
That's right.
And then the last question is, literally, really, you got to know. Your image, it's just like larger than life, you know. When I called you in the car, I said, Ava, the brother turned around like,
oh,
you know, and that's just
it's so deep to me. Oh my God.
No, but it's so real. It's like my little girl. It's like, did you get it? Did you talk to her? Do you want to talk to her? When can I give her the greetings? It's like the Minister Farrakhan effect. And so, to be able to talk to you, I have to contain myself and be like, okay, stay in your zone. Don't get so because we can get starstruck, but that's not the word I'm using. It's not trivial like that. Like in awe that I remember you have another question coming, right? So I said that to say, I think it's fitting for this interview if I ask you what has made you the image that you are. I said all of that to say, you are this larger than life image to a lot of people. And what has made you that? Your parent, what is in you so that people, because they can go right now to the webcast, or they can even visit Mosque Mariam and they might catch you in a hall. People can see you, like we have these images that are real. So for the little girls reading, what makes a Minister Ava Muhammad?
Yes, ma'am. All praise is due to Allah first and foremost. And, I think I am an example of the value of a mother and father who love each other and love their children. And my mother and father were married 13 years before they had their first child, which was me. And then I was followed by my 2 sisters. And my parents never got over, especially my dad, they never really got over the thrill of being parents. They loved being parents. And I think that what that did, because if you met my 2 sisters, they are the same as me, even though they're very different, and they're in different fields of endeavor. But all 3 of us, have a very strong presence. And all 3 of us draw people to us. And it's because my mom and dad had such love for us and placed such value in us, and we were able to evolve with that sense of acceptance at our core. When a human being is made to be loved and accepted, you're going to get the very best out of that person. And when that person encounters other people, those other people feel that. Because if you feel loved, then you project love. And we grew up caring about other human beings because our parents did. And they taught us love of humanity, love of creation. That's why I teach so much on nature, because my father taught me an idealized love of nature. And so when I heard the teaching and heard the minister, I was just like a child in a candy store. I mean, you know, the teachings go to the very root of creation. And I thank Allah for my parents, because it was their love of me. And, you know, Master Farad Muhammad said, remember he said you could sum up his teachings in 6 words: accept your own and be yourself. That's the key to happiness. Accept your own and be yourself. And that's how we were brought up, to accept what we were, who we were, and to be that.